in today's episode of Simulation Sunday. Very close. we did not get tagged. The spread didn't, and happens in real life as well. Spread is a real thing. Man. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Simulation Sunday. I've got a very nice one for you today. We're gonna take some time frame alignment model trades, and I'm gonna go in blind, and this is something you've never seen before. So let's just quickly get into the video. All right, guys, we're gonna be using Forex tester today, and I'm really excited to use this blind test over here, but we're gonna go into that in a bit. They have the prop challenge, as many other backtesting softwares have as well. We have scenarios as well, so you can practice a saved market condition. And they also have import trades, so you can literally import your trades from your MetaTrader, and then you can run analytics through this program as well. It's actually crazy, and I think this is the only backtesting software company that does that. But I'm really excited to start with the blind test. Let's just do that. We're going to be hiding the symbols. We don't know the date. We don't know the price. So we literally don't know what asset we're trading. Obviously, I love trading currency. So we're going to stick with currency. So we're going to do randomly from selected. So we're going to trade majors, right? So that includes... Oh, wait, this is exotics. We're not going to trade exotic. We're going to trade majors. So that's AUD, USD, EU, GU, NZD, USD, USD, CHF, something I never trade, USD, JPY as well, right? So we're going to be randomly selecting between these assets. And let's just call this time frame alignment model random. And I'm really excited because we only see candlesticks. That's it. And I don't know what the date is, so I don't have to pick a random date as always. So we just talked about what you can do with Forex tester, right? You have the blank project, you can do a blind test, you can do a prop firm challenge, but that import trades is also absolutely amazing to use, where you can import your MetaTrader 5 data, right? And then run the analytics. But let me just show this example here, right? The SMA breakout base, just a random example of what the analytics are, and it's so incredibly cool. So this is based on 48 trades. And you can see what your trades are. This is really good to know. Are you a good risk manager, or are you taking excessive risks, or all that kind of stuff? This analytics will show you the insights. So here it gives you points to improve, right? So try keeping your risk below 2% per trade. You have 9 trades that risked over 2% of your capital. Now, let's say you import your MT5 data, right? Let's say you're trading a broker, and it could be demo or live, and you import your trades there. It can just tell you what you are doing wrong. Maybe you're risking way too much, and it will just tell you how to improve on those points, right? What I love most about this Forex tester is literally the exit optimize. This is so incredibly cool. It calculates your parameters and what would be the actual optimal way to trade. For example, these 48 trades, we have a 51% win rate. Our net profit is 8K, but we can see our ideal stop loss, and you can see the potential net profit change. If you go outside of your parameter here, it starts to decline or go up, right? So maybe I want to use 120 pips stop loss or 130. What does that do with my potential net profits, right? So the ideal one is here at 100 pips. You can do the same for take profits. Do I want to take profits here at around 35 or around 140 pips? You can see the P&L, the potential net profit. You can see that change. If my TP is much smaller, my profits will be much smaller as well. How long on average should I hold my trades, right? That's something you can drag here as well. You can actually get 20% off with the code, the OTE Trader 20, and you can use this program, and you're not bound by, let me go to their website here, you're not bound by monthly recurring fees. You can just buy a lifetime package. So just invest one time into your education. You'll get 20% off with the OTE Trader 20, and you can use this program forever. So I think this program is really helpful and effective. Thank you, Forex Tester, for sponsoring me. And let's just get back into the video. Let me just change the layout. So if I go to chart settings here, and then template, this is my default setup, right? All nice black and green candles, as we all do as ICT traders. We don't know the symbol, we don't know the price level. We see 2.04 here, but that's randomly generated, right? This could be whatever. So this is not the real price level, it's randomly selected, right? And same with the dates. It says 10th of January 2040. Well, that's pretty much in the future, right? So let's start off with the monthly time frame and see what we're dealing with over here. And if I look at the monthly, I can't really identify what this chart is on major, so that's pretty good. So I literally don't know which chart this is. We had an inside bar on the monthly previous month and an inside bar that month before as well, and that's it says November, but we don't know if it's November and December, obviously. Yeah, let's see what the rest does. Weekly. Oh, we got a difficult asset on our hands, that's for sure. So it's in a consolidation phase. Let's see if we can actually trade this. Daily time frame. Oh, it looks a little bit more clear, right? We have this daily effigy here, right? We got tagged into that here, and now it's declining. So I do want to aim for these lows down here. I think that's a solid option, like that. And it says Tuesday, but I don't know if it's Tuesday, obviously. Oh, I guess it's Tuesday because this is a month. This is a weekly candle. Obviously, a weekly candlestick can't lie. So this looks to be Tuesday. Okay, so we have a bearish daily draw. Monday, we ran up into the effigy, into premium, ran the stops here as well, right, on the daily, and now we're declining. So we should have a bearish bias. Let's see on the 4H. Is there a range where we can, what we can work with? That's the important question, right? Because if we don't have a range, then we don't know what we can do. 4H looks to be an expansion. We're pretty down low into this down close candle, so we really need to wait for a retracement. Let's go to the 1H. Can I spot some highs where I wanted to order pair, right? I can see this high here. Let's mark up our midnight opening price. So this is Tuesday. And we're already starting off. It's midnight opening over here. And over there. And another one. And another one, right? So we want to be a seller above midnight opening price. We want to have a classic sell day or a New York reversal profile, right? So we really want to short above this high. Is there a key level there? We have a 4-hour fair value gap. So now we're working with a 4-hour to 1-hour sequence, right? We have a strong daily bias. We want to see it go lower, and we have the sequence in place. So it was that fast to find my model here, right? So we're just going to do a limit order above this high, and then we're just going to short it. That's literally what we're going to do. It looks absolutely amazing. Limit order. We're going to do this. We can use this little thing here, and we can short above it. Then we do a stop loss. We can drag the stop loss. Am I dragging the entire position? I need to drag the stop loss. There we go. This is awesome, by the way. You can just drag it here. I want to put my stop on this high up here. Do we need to run this high? No, we don't really need to run these highs here. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to do 1%, minus 1%, minus 1. That would be 1. Wait, I'm doing it correctly, right? No, I just lost my stop loss. Let me do that again. That's just my incompetence. Let me just redo an order. Stop loss, limit above here. Stop loss just left the screen. Come back. We put a stop loss here, right? We do 1% risk, and you can see it adjusts the lot size automatically. And let's do a TP. We want to do 2R, right? So let's. Oh, I have the magnet on. So the price, the TP automatically snaps to a low, right? So if I remove the magnet, I can just freely move it. So we're going to aim for the lows. That would be 2.2%. We're going to aim for 2R though, right? So we have 2R on this low. We don't need to be greedy and go for lower lows. We're just going to do 2R. That's our first setup. And yeah, let's just place the order. Please review. Sell. Obviously, I was on buy. I should not. Let me quickly redo that, right? Let it put it here, and then the TP, 1% risk, TP. 2%, right? And we can see, where did my TP go? All the way down here. There we go. %. So 1 to 2. Okay, now we can place the order. And drag my limit. Right, I'm fumbling, but we should get a good trade. There we go. Okay, so the limit order is set. 1% risk on this high, and then TP is down here, right? So let's what is also awesome, you can literally see the candlesticks breathe on Forex Tester, which other softwares don't have, because they use tick data, so you can literally see the candle go up and down within the bar. And typically when you're backtesting, the bars just go by one, and you can't see it go up and down. You really need tick data for that, and it's continuously updated as well at Forex Tester. So you can literally see the candle breathe right now. Let's increase the speed a little bit. We can do 1 minute per bar per second, so 1 minute bar per second. And look at that! Look at that candlestick breathing. I love to see that, by the way. Let's increase the speed. We're going to 300x, which is 5 minutes candlesticks per second, and see if we can get tagged into our position. We really want to order pair the high here, right? And just for visual sake, we're using this range here, right? Are we in the actual this range? Obviously, are we in discount? Yes or no? This is in premium, right? You can see the 50% level is here. So we want to see price go back into premium. If it just goes down like it's doing right now, we missed the setup. That's nothing you can do about that. We're not going to chase price, right? That's the worst thing you could do. Let's increase the speed a little bit. And this is the only setup we want to take in this daily candle, right? We're not interested in anything else. We can still use this high unless it starts to go below these lows down here, right? Then it's not valid anymore. And we are middle of the day, and it looks like we're not going to get tagged on this position. Maybe the next daily candle could still do that, but for now it looks like the draw is correct, but there's no entry, right? So it just keeps declining. And yeah, let's just go to the next daily candle because we did not get tagged. And there we go, we're at midnight opening price. I still think this high is valid because this is the last like little significant swing, which is attached to this opposing array, right? We have this little 2 down close candles and we form the up close candles here. So if we run those highs, we can still decline from there. So we're still going to hold on to that limit order. Hopefully we get tagged, otherwise we know the draw, and sometimes you just don't get tagged into a trade. That's possible, right? Yeah, if we start to run the lows, this is pretty much done. We might see a nice push up right now. And we're doing 30-minute bars per second here, right? So it's really fast. Oh, let me slow down a little bit before it goes too fast. Our limit is still intact, right? We're still using the 4-hour key level. If we do not go here, and now it's Wednesday, right? If we form a CSDOB, we're still gonna trade a confirmation entry. Right, let me map out this effigy here. If this effigy fails as well, let me put on the magnet. If this effigy fails, we can use an IFG entry. But this is now a significant level, right? But if we trade through it and we close below it, we can actually use it for a short. That's why you always wait for candle closure. It's super important, right? This is not closing below yet, so it's not indicating it wants to go lower. But if it does close below, we will attack the lows. Right, still respecting. This is Asia session right now. We're waiting for midnight opening. Okay, so I don't like the close. This is not really significant. It's in Asia session as well, so we're just gonna wait for London session to start. We do have relative equal highs, so I might just wait. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the IFG here, because we have relative equal high, so there's a big liquidity pool above us, so we don't want to get run out. We're still waiting on our initial limit. I need to see a manipulation. If we extend this effigy, if we run the highs and then start to trade below this effigy, then we're gonna short. If we print a bearish effigy, we might get in. Yeah, so okay. So it literally shows us. I don't know if there's SMT on this highs. That's the only thing, right? But I don't have an asset to compare. But there could be SMT on these highs, and then this would be considered a strong high. So let's remove the limit here. And we're going to use an FEG entry, right? So we have an IFEG formed. We ran the stops here on the range. We're going to do range low play over here. So we're going to do an order. We're going to do a limit again, sell. We're going to use this price level here. When we get tagged into the FEG, we'll use our stop loss on the structural high. And then our TP is going to be a 2R, right? So 2% and a 1% risk. Let's place the order. And now we can see, right, our stop loss is above the high. Our TP is on this low. And this is what we're going to be waiting for, because we're expecting the high of the session to be set already, right? We traded above and then we closed below the FEG here. So let's see if we can get tagged. And we're very close. Come on. No. No, that's so unfortunate, man. Oh, we have relative equal lows. We can still get tagged. No, we got tagged. It's all the way back into the FEG, the IFEG. Pretty strong reaction. Let's see if we can sustain this move lower, or if we're going to get stopped out. Wow, that was really close. I think I will get stopped out here. It doesn't look that good. But who knows? Wow, that's literally a high resistance liquidity run over here. Yeah, not expecting too much right now. The stop loss is the invalidation, obviously. So if it stays intact and it still goes lower, it's still valid. We're still winning, but yeah, this is high resistance price action here. This is very unfortunate, but that's what the market does sometimes, right? Okay, so we're back in Asia session. Really difficult price action, and that was expected, right? The weekly and the monthly was very indecisive. The only thing that looked pretty decent was the daily candle. And let's revisit the daily candle, by the way. Let's see what that looks like. And let me remove everything. Okay, so we have one up close candle, another like inside bar-ish. I would still say this is more likely to trade lower, but wow. Yeah, the daily turns into a difficult scenario here. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. Are we gonna survive this one? I'm wondering. I'm wondering if we're gonna survive this one. We put the midnight opening price here again for the next daily candle. And this is we're going into Friday right now. So the week basically is just chopping around. We found one sequence, but the market is unwilling to move in either direction. Slowly. We didn't really manipulate above midnight opening price. I could exit the position here in a minor loss or break even, but just for the simulation sake, we're just gonna hold on. And I try not to micromanage my setups, because if this then drops and I exit, then I would be very salty, right? Because the invalidation is up here, and if the invalidation does not get hit, it's still valid. And that's what invalidation is used for. I will go break even though if we start to trade below this low. And I just love how the candlesticks are breathing up and down. It's really cool. Wow, it almost looked like that. Okay, we're gonna reevaluate because we are starting off with an L, which is fine. Let this entire Friday play out right now. Yeah, this Friday is pretty much done. Let's go to the next weekly candle. There we go. Midnight opening price again. Let me map this one out. Okay, so let's reevaluate the weekly candle. We're in the most difficult price action right now, unfortunately. We did run that previous weekly high and we closed back within. So I would still say this is bearish, but yeah, this is looking kind of rough. 4H. We did hit premium, right? So the initial area, and the bodies are still respecting it. I'm gonna go with my initial. Remember the initial limit I had, which was above this high. I'm just gonna market execute right now because I think it's still valid, and I'm gonna put my stop above this highs again, and that will be the first setup of the week, or of this weekly candle, obviously. So let's do a market execution. Let's do our stop loss. So remove the magnet and let me put it there. We'll risk 1%. And we're aiming for 2%, right? So place order. My TP is down here. Again, at the lows, but if we start to form some structure for more shorts, we'll pyramid into our position, right? All right, so let's do this. So we can see all our annotations, and let's just let price breathe again. And if it goes a little bit into drawdown again, that's fine. We're just expecting price to go lower on the daily time frame here. So it's crazy how the initial 4-hour to 1-hour sequence kind of looks like the best one, and the rest of the day starts chopping. I do personally prefer the 4-hour to 1-hour sequence. I think that's the best sequence. And let's just see what price does here. If we form effigies, we can start to scale in. But let's just wait and see. And it's a lot harder than live trading this, by the way. I don't know the price levels. I don't have SMT to work with. And it's all random. The date is random. The price is random. I don't know what asset it is. So this is really a test of, can you read what the candlesticks are doing and where the liquidity is resting, right? And I like how this is a sort of an accumulation phase into a manipulation higher, and now we're drawing lower. So I would expect this distribution phase to be valid. And we're going to skip the rest of this day. We're just going to let it trickle down. Let me just do bar by bar here. So we're going to go a little bit faster. And look at that, right? We're going into our favorite direction. TP is down here. Do we have an area where we can scale in? That's the question, right? Let me go to the 4H. We already have an up close candle here with this opposing array matching up. So I don't think we should go any higher than this area here. We don't have any order pairing highs. We only have this effigy. So price most likely going to run a little bit lower, and then we'll have a new range to trade with. Let's mark up midnight opening here. Let me just skip one bar. I'm going to go break even on our initial entry because no way we should go there, right? So I'm going to go break even here. And see if we form a smaller range here, and we can go and use that effigy. Okay, so now we have a range, right? So what you do, we have a run on liquidity here, right? That's important. There we go. Use the magnet again. I always have the magnet on TradingView as well. Right, we ran this high. Our fib should be this, right? Let me reverse that, by the way. And adjust the colors a little bit because this is obviously default, but damn, I don't use that color scheme, right? So just quickly seeing if I can do the opacity. Yeah, let's just do this. The opacity to almost 0. Apply. That's a lot better, right? We have the danger zone in red over here. Okay, I like that. So 50% level here. Can I make that a little bit more thick so we can actually see the line? 2. Let's make this a little bit higher in opacity. I just fumbled. Anyway, we know the 50% is here. So this is important, right? Our key level is up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to input a limit. We can use this little button here to put our limit here. We're going to use our stop loss. Let me remove the magnet. Where have you gone, my stop loss? Up here. We're going to drag it above the high. And don't put it like literally on the high. Sometimes it comes very close and you don't want the spread to take you out. So we do 1% risk, right? Because the other one is already on break even. So we're not losing anything here. On the initial position, that is. We're gonna do 2% TP, right? And that would be down here. See if we can get tagged into this. Let's see what the candlesticks do. If we don't get tagged, we already have that winning position running, right? And then that will just probably hit TP. All right, so we will be waiting for that 1 hour effigy. If it doesn't come, if we run the low, we remove the limit, obviously, because then it's not valid anymore. Oh, we almost got tagged. Very close. Wow, if we don't get tagged here, it would be super unfortunate, but at least we have the one position running, right? Still waiting. It's 1 p.m.-ish outside of the most volatile session timings. There we go. We get tagged. Let me slow down a little bit so we can see the candlestick breathe a little bit. And as long as we don't close above the effigy here, right? We should be good. Let me remove the fib because we already know we are on premium. Quickly do another midnight opening line here while price is breathing. And this is 3 p.m., right? So almost daily candle closure. Let me speed up a little bit. And again, I just love the breathing candles. It's so much more like real life, right? So we're running highs. Again, this is now another sequence, right? So we have the 1 hour highs, and I think there's also a 4 hour effigy. Yeah, there's a 4 hour effigy. Again, the same sequence as we took up here. 1 hour highs into a 4 hour key level. Here again, 1 hour highs into a 4 hour key level. There's also 1 hour key level here, but the 4 hour is the significant part here. Let's speed up. Let's go to 900x. Oh, and later we're gonna go over the analytics, and this will blow your guys' mind. By the way, it's just super awesome to see these stats, and there are a couple of things you can view in there, which is actually absolutely insane. And only Forex Tester has that, by the way. So yeah, really excited to just dive into that in a bit. Try to catch like a couple of trades. It would be best, obviously, if you have around like 20 to 30 trades for the analytics. But otherwise I would be backtesting here. Or actually, we're not backtesting, we're actually forward testing here because we have a random date and everything. If you're backtesting, you're just gonna go back into your charts, right? And see if your model actually forms. That is backtesting, this is forward testing. But yeah, let's just watch price, what price is gonna do here. Looks pretty damn good right now. If we run the lows, I wanna go break even, obviously. We don't run the lows yet. We're gonna be patient. Come on, you can do it, man. I don't like this though. Like, I don't know if the other asset has taken out the low and we have SMT, right? But for the sake of price action, we'll just let it go, right? If it stops me out, that's fine. Wow, high resistance price action, just like the week prior. This asset, I want to know what asset this is. This is absolutely disgusting high resistance liquidity runs here. Relative equal lows engineered. We should keep pushing through, honestly. Like, if it keeps going back inside of the range, it's we're in such a tough simulation here. Yeah. Okay, we're running lower. Okay, now we're on the lows, right? I can go break even on the other one. And just, we're gonna drag this one into profit, because why would we go all the way back here, right? So we're gonna put it on this high, should be high of the day. We have two nice trade setups here as well, both time frame alignment model entries. And notice how the one loss we took, right? I think it's the one here. Yeah, you can see it on the chart, all right? We shorted here in the effigy. This is more of a dynamic entry. And if you just stick to the time frame alignment model sequences, they are so high probability. Just don't move your stop loss and only go break even when it makes sense, right? Let's continue. Let's see if we can keep it dropping. And this is around Asia's starting to go into daily rollover again. This daily candle should be bearish, and the next one should just trickle down as well. So this is TP for our entry on this daily candle, right? Let me quickly do another midnight opening price. There we go. And we're going into Thursday with this candle. Very close. we did not get tagged. The spread didn't, and this happens in real life as well. Spread is a real thing. Man, you can do it, man. Imagine it just doesn't take that. Well, it just tagged into here, right? I have had that happen in real life a lot, so it's very infuriating. But daily draw should be lower, honestly. So that's one TP. Let's see if we can get another TP. It's very close. I still think it should go lower. There's the daily lows I mapped out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, again, look at that candlestick breathing, right? Just like in real life. There we go. Almost there. One more. Oh, so close. One more push. You can do it. Man, I hate this so much. Oh man, let's say this is your prop challenge, right? And this is your TP to pass the challenge, and then this happens. Oh man, you guys know the feeling, right? You guys know the feeling. It's so infuriating. I would consider this a win, honestly. Like it's just literally. Did it actually go in? Let's zoom in a little bit. No, I didn't tag it. Okay, so. And now if this reverses, it's going to be extremely unfortunate, but yeah. Let's speed up, see if we get tagged out. I'm just keeping it at these two trades, right? Otherwise the video is going to be like an hour long. But like prime examples of two time frame alignment model entries on a random asset, on random price. I can't use SMT, which is, you kind of want to use SMT with, so you know, you have a strong high, a strong dealing range, right? I couldn't use that here, so I would increase the probabilities even more if I knew where this was situated. Still, this is you failed the challenge. So close. How fast can we go on these bars? Let's go 1 hour bar per second. Now that's really fast. Imagine we can go to the low, right? We can do that. Sitting in this trade for how long? How long have we've been in this trade? We've entered on 16th of January 2040, and we are in the 23rd. So that's a weekly, more like a swing trade. And there we go, man. There we go. So that's, let me pause this one. And we actually went to the draw liquidity. Let me remove, can I remove all the draws? There we go. And we can see all the executions on the charts as well. Look at these executions. They're beautiful, actually. I love that. And we were aiming for these lows down here, right? And prices delivered. It was a kind of a choppy scenario at the start, but losses are part of the game, guys. So make sure to not mental boom if you take a loss. And we can see, let's go over the executions, right? In hindsight, it's always a lot better to see. But look at where we entered, right? I entered here because I wanted to ride the expansion phase. Could I have done something differently here? Yes. Why? I should have identified that we are actually going into a consolidation phase here, right? So I should not be entering in these types of fair value gaps, and I should just wait for my original entry, which was in premium, right? So if I draw out the range, we can see the 50% level is here. So I should not be looking for entries here, right? Now I know what I did wrong, and this is how you backtest as well, right? Or forward test. I know I did this wrong. Next time I know I'm not going to be doing that in discount. Then I missed the initial entry, right? Because we removed the limit and then we executed again and we just ran all the way to the lows. We've scaled in after our first position was break even. That's important, right? We don't want to over risk. And now to the cool part, we're going to go to the analytics section, because this is absolutely insane how well crafted and detailed this is. Now, obviously we just took 2 trades, right? You kind of want to take a lot more trades. You want to, because you get a lot better picture, right? Now here, you can see what kind of behavior I have. I have effective risk management, as always. That's what I am. Stress management, yeah, that's why I'm bald, right? I'm very effective in stress management. Obviously, not everything is accurate because I only took 2 trades. So make sure to take like 20 to 30 trades. And the beautiful thing here is it outlines your strengths. So daily loss limit analysis. I'm very good in risk management, right? No revenge trading. Here it gives you tips on what to improve, right? So try managing trades to achieve 2 to 1 risk to reward. But obviously I only took 2 trades, so we can't really determine that. And now the coolest part of this program is you can actually use this exit optimizer. So what is the best parameter to use when you're trading, right? So now it's set at what I used. And obviously this is 192 pips. We don't know if it's really 192 pips because it's randomized, right? It's a random challenge, but you can actually see, okay, my most ideal take profit would be around 200 pips. My most ideal stop loss would be around 87 pips. And my max holding duration ideally would be around 2 days, right? Between 2 days and 5 days. So you can see on the net profit, I'm aiming at the screen again, like you guys can see my, I don't know why I do that, but you can see the potential net profit increase and decrease the way you would be using your stop loss, right? So the ideal optimizers, and this is really cool because think back again, right? You can import your MetaTrader data and you can use the same analytics program and it will tell you what likely trading style you're having, your behavior trades. It will show you the analytics and everything. So if you're not sure what you're doing in your live trading, right, you can just put it in this program, and I think it's just very awesome to use. But yeah, just 3 entries, 1 loss obviously, and we just identify why it was a loss. 2 time frame alignment model, 4 hour to 1 hour sequence, the best sequence there is. Showing you is an extremely good model on Forex. However, I would have liked to take a lot more trades, but then this video would be over an hour. Maybe we'll do that in the future, but thank you guys for watching Simulation Sunday once again, and I wish you guys a great weekend.